J. Silverheels, born Harold J. Smith on May 26, 1912, on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reserve near Hagersville, Ontario, became a symbol of both progress and pain in Hollywood history. He was the first Native American to play a Native American character on television, earning fame as Tonto in The Lone Ranger. But behind his calm smile and measured words lay a lifetime of hardship, discrimination, and quiet resistance. When asked in 1957 what he thought of his most famous role, he simply replied, "Tonto is stupid." Those 3 words carried decades of frustration about being forced into a stereotype he never wanted to embody. He was born into poverty in a large Mohawk family, one of at least 10 children packed into a small farmhouse. His father, Alexander George Edwin Smith, had been a decorated World War I hero, awarded the Military Cross for bravery. But the war left him deaf and broken, living on $49 a month from the Canadian government. His medals couldn't feed the family, and his pain never went away. Harold's mother, Mabel, part Mohawk and part Seneca, kept the family alive through traditional medicine and trade, since doctors refused to treat them. From the beginning, Harold learned what it meant to survive in a world that gave his people little chance. Even as a child, he showed promise as an athlete. By 19, he was playing box lacrosse professionally under the name Harry Smith, traveling with his cousins and brothers, Porky, Beef, and Chubby, across the US and Canada. His incredible speed on the field earned him the nickname Silverheels, after a fan said his shoes flashed like silver when he ran. The name stuck and his reputation grew. He was scoring more than 4 goals a game at his peak, and crowds began to show up just to see him play. But athletic talent didn't protect him from the realities of being Native in a country that still tried to erase his culture. During his childhood, Canada's residential school system punished Native children for speaking their own languages or practicing traditional customs. Harold's sister was sent away and returned barely able to speak Mohawk. He grew up watching his family fight against systems designed to silence them. During the Great Depression, they moved to Buffalo to escape hunger. Harold worked on farms, in factories, and anywhere he could find a job. His father's health declined, and his mother bartered family possessions for food. Through it all, Harold kept playing lacrosse. In 1932, he went professional, earning $75 a game, a small fortune at the time. His athletic career eventually led him to Los Angeles in 1937, where comedian Joey Brown spotted him performing a diving catch during an exhibition game. Brown offered him a small film role that paid $150, double what lacrosse paid. That one opportunity changed his life. He joined the Screen Actors Guild, took on the name J. Silverheels, and began working as a stuntman. Hollywood wasn't kind to Native actors. He was paid little, typecast as nameless warriors, and often made to strip to the waist for auditions as though his body were an exhibit. But Jay persisted. By 1939, he was appearing in studio films like Drums Along the Mohawk, earning $350 a week, more than he had ever made before. Through the 1940s, Silverheels built his resume in minor roles, usually uncredited. He studied Shakespeare to sharpen his skills and served in World War II before returning to Hollywood, determined to break out of the background. In 1948, he finally earned a credited role as Tom Osceola in Key Largo, acting alongside Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. It was his first real step into the Hollywood spotlight. 2 years later, he appeared in Broken Arrow, playing Geronimo. The film was praised for attempting to portray Native Americans more fairly, but its lead roles still went to white actors in dark makeup. Even in progress, inequality persisted. Then came the role that would define and haunt him, Tonto in The Lone Ranger. When the show premiered on ABC in 1949, Silverheels became the first Native American to portray a Native character on television. It was groundbreaking but also deeply conflicted. The very name Tonto meant fool, or stupid in Spanish. Jay knew it and hated it, but he accepted the job because he understood what it meant for visibility. The show became a hit, running 221 episodes over 8 seasons. Yet behind the fame, he endured disrespect and poor treatment. He earned half of what his white co-star, Clayton Moore, made. On set, directors sometimes humiliated him, and one even tried to attack him in anger when Jay refused to read lines written in broken English. Silverheels often rewrote his dialogue, simplifying or rephrasing the stilted Indian talk written for him. "Me wait here. You go into town," became a running joke, but it was also his way of regaining control over a caricature. His quiet resistance sometimes brought small victories. When he refused to continue shooting until he got a proper dressing room, the studio finally provided one. But the stress of constant mistreatment took its toll. In 1955, he suffered a heart attack on set and was hospitalized for 8 weeks. Even as his health declined, he kept working, bound to a role that made him famous but also trapped him. Off-screen, Jay's life was grounded by family. After an early marriage to Bobby Smith ended in divorce, he married Mary Doma, an Italian-American woman, in 1945. Together they raised 4 children, Jay Jr., Marilyn, Pamela, and Karen. He joked on television that he married an Italian to get back at Christopher Columbus, calling their kids Indians, a mix of Indian and Italian. Beneath the humor, though, was a man struggling with the contradictions of his identity. He had built his success on a role that perpetuated stereotypes of his own people, and the criticism from within Native communities weighed on him. By the 1960s, the Native rights movement was gaining strength, and activists began rejecting characters like Tonto as harmful symbols. Jay understood their anger but chose a different path. Instead of protesting, he decided to build something better. In 1966, he co-founded the Indian Actors Workshop in Los Angeles, alongside Noble Kid Chisel and William Bassett. The program offered Native actors acting lessons, voice training, and help joining the Screen Actors Guild. Jay believed that real change would come not from exclusion, but from education and participation. The workshop became a haven for young performers like Michael Horse, who would later star in Twin Peaks and play Tonto in The Legend of the Lone Ranger, 1981. Through the workshop, Silverheels also addressed deeper community issues, addiction, poverty, and cultural pride. He saw acting not just as a career but as a way to reclaim identity. Our goal, he said, is to unlock the dormant creativity inside our people. He wrote letters to President Eisenhower and Vice President Nixon, urging fairer portrayals of Native Americans in film and television. Even as his screen roles dwindled, his influence grew. In the 1970s, he found a new passion in harness racing, training and driving horses at Hollywood Park. His racing fame continued long after his death when a horse named Hi-Ho Silverheels broke a track record in 1996. But his health was already failing by the mid-1970s,